Bandit 1019 right here from 4 to 6, Monday through Friday. Glad to be with you and very honored to bring our next guest. And no, it's not Chris McQueen, but we got Chris with us. I got to pick on Chris. But he is, we're actually very, very honored that Chris has brought in Mr. Ben Jones. Of course, you know him best as Cooter from the Dukes of Hazzard. And Ben, thank you for being here, buddy.
Oh, it's great. Well, Chris picked me up hitchhiking. Now, you ever seen them signs that says, do not pick up, they're always around state bridges.
Yes.
Don't pick up hitchhiking.
But I needed somebody to work on the General Lee, though.
That's right.
That's a good point. You do have a General Lee, and
He's got a beautiful General.
yes, he does. And it's wild that I figured you'd be like picking up Daisy instead of picking up Cooter, though, Chris.
I need a mechanic first to go pick it.
You do need a mechanic.
You should saw him and wouldn't get in the car.
So it was.
Anyhow, and Chris I've known for some years now. You know what? This Dukes of Hazzard thing it's a national hobby. Maybe, I guess it's an international hobby because we do events and people will come from all over the world. But for several generations of Americans now, it's become a beloved kind of part of their families. And we do big events and we'll have General Lees come rolling in from all over the country. Uncle Jesse's pickup truck and Cooter's tow truck and Daisy's Jeep and lots of Roscoe police cars. So it's a big hobby and folks come dressed up like the characters. But we have people, now Brian tell us, I hear this all the time say, I used to watch this show with my parents and now I watch it with my kids.
Absolutely.
And that's the key to the thing. It's a show that the whole family could watch and enjoy together and not worry about what the kids are going to see. And it's timeless. The look of it's timeless.
Absolutely.
The elements of it, the country music, the fast cars, Daisy's legs, all those things, they're classic.
Yeah, I remember those too. That's I know growing up, in the 80s. I even had the toys, bro. You have the toys, Chris?
Absolutely. You know what I've got everything.
I know, and it's I had the toys growing up, and I own almost every season on DVD, which is amazing. Which I cannot believe I didn't for Ben to sign, but I know I'll have to get it Saturday when we're at the concert. But I've got to ask two questions for you, Ben, because this is kind of a once in a lifetime thing for me because. I go down to your shop in Gatlinburg, a few times a year, but I never go when you're there. I don't understand it. So it's one of those things.
Yeah, I heard you were coming, so. And I was just coming down there. We've got a store in Nashville too, right across from the Grand Ole Opry. But our store in downtown Gatlinburg has become a real destination for a lot of people. And I get down there, the last few years I've been stove up a lot, and we've been on the road with the band, but I've got back operations and knee operations and hip replacements and all that stuff. So it's kind of cut, trim my wings a little bit, but we still get around. I'm just falling apart from all them car wrecks is what it is.
Let me ask you though, has the Duke boys ever compensated you for that?
They hadn't paid me a dime. The way I figured, over 150 episodes, they owe me at least a couple $100,000.
At least.
Pay you next week. Catch you next week. That's what you said last week. But no, you think about it now. Cooter I figured he was the smartest guy in Hazzard County. Because every week Boss Hog lost money. He was greedy and he always ended up losing money. But Cooter had the only garage and the only tow truck and was the only mechanic in a place where all they did was destroy cars.
That's a good point.
Right? I mean, he was always working. Every time you saw him, he was working. And he looked like he was about the only guy in the whole county that worked. And Daisy had that job down in the Boar's Nest, but other than that, that's about it.
And I always wondered, were the people in Hazzard County that bad of alcoholics?
There's a lot of them.
Because you never saw anybody in town, but you always saw them at the Boar's Nest.
The same extras down there at the Boar's
Nest. Well, you always got to have that one place you go to.
That's right.
That's exactly it. But I do want to ask you, before we start talking about the show on Saturday night at Renfro Valley, give me at least 2 to 3 of your favorite moments from doing Dukes of Hazzard.
So many of them. It is impossible. But it goes back to one moment, and it was all like 7 years of fun That show was just like playing cowboys and Indians in the backyard when you were a kid, you know, except we were getting paid for it and using cars instead of horses and, you know, broomsticks or whatever. It was just a lot of fun. And I go back to the first time we all met, and it was around a swimming pool at the Holiday Inn Motel in Conyers, Georgia. On I-20 to start shooting. That was 35 years ago. Hard to believe. I was a child actor. Actually, I was a childish actor. Anyhow, there we were, and I looked around, there's Denver Pyle, you know, there's Mr. Darling on the Dukes, and Mad Jack, and all those Western movies, and Jimmy Best, and playing Roscoe, and them more Westerns than I've ever seen. And Sorrel Book was an actor I admired. He was a Broadway actor, Shakespearean actor, opera singer, brilliant man. And there were these kids. I known John Schneider when he was 15, 16 years old. And he was only 18 when he started doing that.
Wow.
He was just a kid. And Tom Wopat had been off Broadway, was a great singer in the chemistry. And then there's Captain Clark. I said, this is the chemistry of that thing. It's perfect. The timing of it was perfect. Burt Reynolds was going big time. Smokey and the Bandit was big. And NASCAR was coming along. Waylon and Willie were, you know, they were hotter than a $2 pistol. And Waylon had worked in a movie that I had a small part in called The Moonlights, and the whole thing was based on that. And Jimmy Carter was the president. Southern stuff. This is 1978. And I thought, man, something about this just feels absolutely right. And we read the script, and I thought, hang on to your hat, y'all. This thing's going to take off. And I say this a lot. The critic for the Los Angeles Times said, this show will not last past the first commercial break.
Wow.
That was 35 years ago. The show's shown all over the planet now. It's been on, you know, prime time hit. 40 million people a week watching it. Back when there were only 3 networks. And, you know, then syndication and cable and VHS and DVDs and video games and the internet and international showings and reunion movies. It just, and it continues to be one of America's favorite shows because it's timeless, doesn't age, we keep on rolling, and the show's going to outlast all of us. Great country music, just, you know, best action ever filmed for television. That was a lot of fun. I remember one time I was driving this hearse. It was this thing in Denver. Uncle Jesse was in there, and the director says, he says, we're way out in the country, out in California, and the director said, back up there, and about 150 yards, and when I yell action, just come right in the camera. Well, I'm backing up, and it's a little dirt road sort of things, old scrub brush out there in California. But as I was backing it, okay, so now he says, action, and I started heading for the camera, and I hadn't noticed, but there were 2 roads. It's kind of diverged there, you know, and I took the one to the left towards the camera, and all of a sudden we ran off about a 3-foot drop.
Oh, wow.
I had that hearse up in there. And boom, and the director's cussing, the cameramen are all laughing. And Uncle Jesse, he looks at me. Anyhow, that was the sort of stuff, it was just awful fun. It really was. And we still have fun with it. We get together and that old chemistry comes back. We've all gone on, done different things in our lives. But the thing I'm enjoying most now is the music and the stores. Well, I do a lot of stuff and have in my life, you know, served a couple of terms in Congress, been in movies, wrote books and all that stuff. But the Dukes of Hazzard is a permanent part of Americana, and I'm proud to be a part of it and to represent it in the best way possible.
Absolutely. That's historical word.
See, I was in Congress. I never give a speech less than 2.5 hours. Ask me a question. I'll talk the chicken off the bone.
There you go. Now, let's talk about the band. Let's talk about that Saturday night at Renfro Valley. You're going to be in the historic, not only another part of Americana.
That's right. I'm one of those people that grew up. I grew up in the 40s. And we listen to Renfro Valley every week and the Grand Ole Opry. And I play the Grand Ole Opry, but I've never played Renfro Valley. I've been by there and through there lots of times. It is once again, something that means an awful lot to the rural America to country music and of course to Kentucky. So we're honored to play there and looking forward to it. Cooter's Garage Band. Of course, Cooter had the most famous garage in the world, I guess, and everybody's heard of Garage Band. So that's us, except it's not your ordinary garage. It's just flat, great musicians. And a great vocalist named Lisa Meadows. And we play what I just call it Southern music. It's country music because we're kind of rural people, country people, but we play Southern. We'll play some Leonard Skinner, Allman Brothers stuff. We'll play some old song music stuff, Elvis and stuff like that. We also will play Hank Williams and modern, we want gospel stuff, whatever. We just play what we feel like playing and bring that sensibility to it. So. If to answer the question, when people ask, what kind of band you got? So, well, I say it's kind of country, well, maybe country rock, or maybe rockabilly country rock, or southern rock, or we do a little gospel and bluegrass too, but it's all of that.
Absolutely.
And we have a lot of fun doing it.
Well, I'll tell you, it's going to be a great show, and it's an honor to have you in the studio today. I'm telling you, I know Chris definitely has grew up with it. I mean, you can tell now you went to the step of where you've actually got the vehicles and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't think we can have a chicken festival without your Dukes of
Had
Hazzard.
up there, got every year. Hector Rock, John Snyder, Tom Woodhite, Cletus, a couple years ago. We've had a pretty good time.
Ben's trying to fix your microphone.
Yeah.
It's a
Way
little
up there.
closer there.
So
Yeah, you know, I just know that, 50 years from now, people will be watching the show. We'll all be long gone. Now, as I say, Chris, he's got the only character from the show, the only member of the cast that's looking good as new, great, hasn't changed a bit, is the General Lee. No rust, no gray hairs, no leaks.
that's right.
So-
Does she have a new Hemi? That's the question.
I wish she had any.
No doubts. No doubts.
And that car has been voted the most popular car in history of show business. And scientific polls, same thing happened in England. The BBC did a poll. It was in General Lee.
Yeah, and it's
I speak 7 languages fluent. Show it all over the world. I didn't know I could speak 7 languages fluent. Maybe until I saw myself do it. Maybe it's French. Italian.
it's amazing, isn't it?
I can hardly speak English.
But the success of the Dukes of Hazzard, besides the fact of the show, but it's even so popular that directors would go and do a remake, of the actual movie, and the movie with Knoxville and Jessica Simpson and all that.
Now they made a movie out of it.
They did, yeah.
So-
You missed that one, and
Actually got to go be a part of that movie.
did you really?
Yeah, be an extra in that movie.
Well, I have to admit,
It wasn't the Dukes of Hazzard. The only thing
No,
that
it had a name in the car, but beyond that, it didn't reflect the values of our show, and
Yes,
that's what very Hollywood is now. And I don't know why they did that, because I was saying, well, look, y'all can make a great movie. Just go to Nashville, get Tim McGraw, get Gretchen Wilson, get Dale Jr. to drive the cars, and get Toby Keith or Larry the Cable Guy to play Cooter, and make it a wholesome show about, don't change a thing. Just make the stakes a little bit higher, where the General Lee in the end has to jump across the Grand Canyon to save the world from terrorists. Then you got something else.
There we
But
go.
no, they listen. No, they don't listen to me.
But you made a valid point, Ben, when you said that 50 years from now, that's why this TV show will be what it is, because of those values, and because did you ever feel like that you wanted the Duke boys to get caught at least one
We
time
got
like
caught
this?
every week. We just got out of it.
And stay calm, because you're sitting there going, it's like, it seems like that Voss and Roscoe didn't have anybody else in the world, and if they did, they weren't too smart.
That's right.
So and then Uncle Jesse and Daisy and everybody would find a way, and Cooter, even you, would find a way to get these boys out of jail. And it was just, that's what I love. It gave that Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner feel that you're like, is this ever going to stop? Because I don't want it to. I hope he never gets caught so that this will never end. So I think that's why I enjoy the reunion show so much, because it showed how everybody's changed,
Yeah.
but it was still the same thing that we love.
Yeah, once the action
Yeah.
starts, it was always us against them.
Exactly.
And the good guys win, and then everybody goes on and lives together, you see. I mean,
Exactly.
And the thing is, if really bad people came into the county, everybody, we'd get together with Boston, he'd say, you know, we'd get him out of trouble too.
Exactly.
You'd rather have him, you know, what's it, the enemy you know rather than the enemy you don't know. Something like that.
And it seemed like that the minute they crossed the county line, everybody knew about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that's the way in small southern towns. But Ben, what can everybody expect? You know, we talked a little bit about the show about Saturday, but are you just a feel good show? Is that what we can expect on
It
Saturday?
is, and of course, we're having General Lee there, and folks, and we'll hang out. You know, my thing is to meet people and talk to them, get our pictures taken, sign pictures, autographs, and all that stuff. But what you expect is a lot of good music, a
Absolutely.
lot of good country music. We try to do that's part of the success of the Dukes of Hazzard. We had Loretta Lynn, and Buck Owens, and Tammy Lynette, and the Oak Ridge Boys. Roy Orbison, great Roy Orbison
Yeah.
was on the Dukes of Hazzard.
I remember that.
So and of course Waylon Jennings was doing that.
Yeah.
You know, was there the whole time. So we had great country music, and people expect that. You know, we get up and have a good old time, and there's no better venue than where we're going to be.
Absolutely. And it's a great venue. There's so much history there.
Yeah, well, I can say that song. I just can hear that.
Yeah. And
Red Foley.
Yeah, Red Foley, and it's and they kept that theme song for many years, and I don't know if they're still playing it or not.
Well, you know, when I was a kid, I'd wonder. I think that sounds like that's just the prettiest place